What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. You know what we are, so let's get into it. So guys, for the purpose of this video, again, it's just to have a bit of fun. I wanted to try a few different things to review on the channel. Some of you guys mentioned fashion, some of you guys mentioned men's grooming products, so definitely I need to talk about shaving products. I will talk about that as well. As I say, as the channel starts to grow, and I also want to allow, obviously I want to do some travel videos, but I can't really do that right about now. But by all means, guys, it's not going to be just fragrances. Fragrances is going to be one of the key points on there. But at the same time, I think it's useful for us as guys to have a bit more of a, how could I say, bit of dinner conversation. A few different things to talk about other than obviously, you know, obviously we like our fragrances, but at the same time, something else to bring up. Anyway, guys, so for a while now during lockdown, just a bit of an update. I've been learning a little bit more about wines because my interest with it is more about the smells, the aromas, the different complexities, no different from fragrances. It's just that the expression in the fragrance is obviously the smell and the senses that you get from obviously smelling a fragrance, remembering something, you know, picking up on different notes, you know, different nuances in the fragrance. And the same goes with taste, the same goes with wines. So if you see a fragrance as a form of art, I take that view personally. I see a fragrance to me as art and there's different expressions of it. And I also see it the same in wine. Now, similar to fragrances, I've noticed as well, if you buy cheap wine, you probably have a headache. You know, maybe the quality is not particularly great, so it's very acidic when you taste it, or what they refer to as tannins. The tannins, which that sort of bitter sort of taste that you get with some sort of wines. You know, tannins in, as far as I'm aware, tannins in all wines, but there's different levels of the tannins depending on the type of grape. So if this isn't for you guys, by all means, don't worry about it until next video. But for you guys who just want to know a little bit more, again, I'm not a sommelier, definitely not. So basically, I'm not a wine expert, but at the same time, I have started to understand a little bit more specifically about red wine. And I think it's useful, as I say, as maybe in dinner conversation, or just for guys as general to know about differences between wines, beers, whiskeys, you know, bourbons, you name it. I think it's a useful thing to at least be aware. If you don't drink, again, this may not be a video for you. However, this is a £5 wine. This wine is not anything particularly stand out. I got this one from Asda not too long ago. Personally, guys, I do like, personally for my taste, I do like red wine blends. So I like a mixture of maybe Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, different wines. This one is supposed to be a Bordeaux Claret. So basically, I think Claret was used as a term in Britain back in the day to mean Bordeaux wine. And it's saying again on the back, and this is reading it. When you look on the back, guys, depending on where the wine's coming from, this can probably give you an idea probably how cheap the wine is. But you're saying, again, this is from Asda. So guys in the UK that know Asda, this is actually for $3.99. Now, personally, I try to avoid going to bottles that are below a certain amount because, again, I just don't want a headache. If it's very acidic, very cheap, you can really taste it. You can smell it just the minute you smell it. No different from when we smell Zara fragrances sometimes, and you get that alcoholic smell just in the opening. That's what I'm talking about. So it does make a difference, guys. So this is saying that this one is a juicy plum blackberry type of flavor that it gives off. Looking at the website as well from Zara. You see, that's why I'm so in tune to these Zara fragrances. Looking at the website from Asda, it's saying that it's got it's mixture of Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc flavors of blackberry, raspberry, and plum. Perfect for steak, roast lamb, and cheese. So yeah, on the scale from Asda's perspective, it's saying it's a number 3. So this is not going to be too much on the rich, bold side, i.e. too heavy, and also it's not too light. I personally found when it comes to these fragrances, again, I'm so used to speaking about fragrances. I've personally found when it comes to the wines specifically, I prefer probably more like South American style. So I'm preferring more Chile. I'm preferring more probably Argentinian. At the same time, South American, Latin American, and also Australian wines I seem to prefer. Italian wines seem a little bit too light for me, and also French wines can also be a little bit too light, but French wines are a little bit more, I find a little bit more balanced. Italian wines are a little bit too far out for me. Anyway, I'm still learning, I'm still developing the game. So if you guys into wines, or even you're into different types of how could I say, bourbons and different types of whiskey, by all means let me know down below just to get a bit of feedback on the video. However, touching on from this one, guys. So again, if you're in the UK, this is saying it's winemaker's choice, and it's saying it is actually $3.99. This I know as well is a gin glass, my actual wine glass that I usually use. Actually got smashed recently, so therefore I've not been able to pick one up. But for the purposes of the video, to see what we're dealing with the particular wine, I've used this glass, but it is a gin glass, guys, so do not expect, don't be going to a party and drinking from this type of glass, drinking wine, if you know what's going on, because this is not the correct type of glass anyway. So straight away, just so you can pour it so you can see, guys. Now, again, there's a lot to learn about this stuff. There's a lot to learn. I'm going to give it a swirl. I'm still learning a lot about this stuff as well, guys, so bear with me. So really what we're looking for here, we're talking about the legs, I understand. So the legs come down, and you can see the level of alcohol in it. I think this is supposed to be about 13% or so, 13.5%. So for me, even smelling it, so you're saying about plum, blackberry, is it blackberry? Oops, plum, berry, blackberry, juicy. It smells a little bit acidic to me, so that probably is a sign that it's cheap, or again, the high tannin level, I'm assuming. But again, forgive me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm not an expert, but I just want to test it out for the purposes of the video. Anyway, let's try it. Okay, so yes. So French wine, as I say, is for me, it tastes a little bit lighter. This one definitely, you do get a sort of plum sort of taste going on, but at the same time, it does smell and it does taste cheap. Not particularly velvety at all. Tastes pretty sharp, actually, is what I'd say. You do get aftertaste of this blackberry plum sort of note though, which is not bad, but I could just imagine drinking a lot of this and getting a headache. That's what I'm picking up on. Yeah, it does smell. It just smells a little bit sharp, as I say. It's that alcoholic sort of smell going on there. I don't really pick up on any raspberry to my palate, but at the same time, I'm not an expert. But I think, to be honest, guys, it's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't mind to drink it at a party if I had like just a bit of a wine to taste. But if I'm going to sit down and properly drink, who properly drink? Well, I don't personally properly drink. But if I'm going to sit down and drink, for me, it's okay. Would I buy this again? Probably not. There are better ones that have been produced, guys, and especially this one's for £4. But there are better ones I think you can get for maybe spending about £7 or so. And again, probably not going to give you a headache. It's okay, guys. The bottle looks good, but I probably wouldn't buy this again. It does taste very acidic to me. Nice sort of plum sort of taste going on. But for me personally, I don't think this would be high on my list to go and purchase. Yeah, just the sharpness, the tannins are there. So for me, it's a little bit too much, but it's not bad though. It's not bad, guys. I mean, if you're happy to spend £4 on a bottle of wine, it's okay. But at the same time, I just really wouldn't go out my way for this one. I'm going to stick to my South American, Latin American wines. That's personally what I prefer, and stick with Australian wines, and we'll see from there. But guys, if you want me to review some more of these wines again, please let me know. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you on the next video. We'll get into some fragrances, and we'll talk about some other stuff as well. Ciao.